and welcome to the 11th episode of the Voidcast. As always, my name is Rick, and I'm joined by my best buddy, Devin.
Nobody watched episode 10, Rick. Why are we still doing this? Or listened, I mean.
That's a damn good question. We had 2 listens,
Yep.
and that was us. But
oh, I didn't even think about that.
yeah, no, it was us. That was It was you and me checking the sound levels, and then nobody else listened. But there's something liberating, Devin, about shouting into the void. We can say whatever we want. Nobody's listening to us.
Good point. You have a point there.
Let's see. What's something real inflammatory? PS2 had the worst RPGs of any console generation. There, I said it. That might get us. That might get us a couple of viewers actually, just to get mad at us, just out of pure anger.
Oh, out of pure rage. Oh boy, Rick, I'm in a state of depression right now.
Why is that?
Love Live is ending.
Yes, it is.
I went on to play my Love Live phone game. Anyone who listened last week would know that we talked about that.
the scourge of the mobile market.
And they let me know that it's all coming to an end, the end of an era.
Is the game going to update to have the new girls?
Yeah, it will.
I figured it. I figured it would. But
it's not the same though.
No. Although to be honest, I've only seen 2 episodes of Love Live, so.
Maybe you should consider watching both seasons in the movie.
Listen, bud, I'm working through JoJo. You guys are trying to get me to watch that. What's it called?
D. Gray Man?
I'm never gonna watch D. Gray Man. I'm really not.
Here's the thing, though. The same anime season, Love Live, Sunshine starts. So maybe you should just worry about that.
What is Sunshine? Is that the new girls?
Yes, the new pieces of trash.
So just never watch the old stuff, jump right into the new girls?
Well, just do both, buddy.
Jesus.
If you need me after this podcast, I'm going to be rewatching the movie.
I don't have this kind of time. Not with the summer animes and the spring anime. The spring's not even looking that bad.
The spring's kind of garbage. There's like 2 things, maybe 3.
Summer's 2 or 3 things, too. For me, at least.
No. Oh, well.
For summer, Food Wars.
Like 5 good things going on in summer.
Food Wars. What else is summer? There was another big one that I was excited about, but I don't remember what it was.
The Mob Psycho 100?
Yeah, yep. And then isn't JoJo? Or no, JoJo is spring.
JoJo starts like in 2 days.
Yeah, I'm not even ready for that.
No, you're not.
I'm on episode 20 of the first not Stardust Crusaders.
Just JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Yeah, but it's not the first JoJo anymore.
Yeah, but it's part of the same season.
Yeah, it's part of the same season. But I finished Jonathan's story.
Good. I haven't seen it yet, but I plan to. Watch
it ASAP, bud, before summer hits.
And Rick, I have 103 episodes of D. Gray Man to watch.
Oh, God. Is it... It's a Dom anime.
It's pretty interesting so far. Episode 1, the first half, I actually stopped midway through. I was like, I don't know if I'm into this. And then David's like, just finish the episode, bud. And I did.
And was it?
Oh, I do like this.
It's good.
This is cool.
Maybe I'll give it a... The issue is, Dom texted me today and he said, rewatching Toradora and feeling for the first time.
Toradora, very good.
What is Toradora a romance anime?
It is. It's a romance.
He said that it was like rom-com if Hickey drop kicks people.
Yes.
Is that apt?
The main character was born with just this scary face, even though he's nice. A little violent at times. Oh no, well, actually the girl's violent. They're both kind of scary. And then it's good. It's good stuff.
Jeez. I'm loath to watch anything Dom recommends. You know that.
Yeah.
Or really anything Dom has seen and enjoyed without being forced to watch it by us.
He casts such a wide net that it's hard to avoid Dom animes.
That's true.
Because he does watch good things. He just watches an equal number of bad things.
I don't know if it's half and half, bud.
And he can't tell the difference between the two.
He thinks it's all great.
Yeah. The one he talks about all the time is about a guy who cuts hair and his scissors are possessed by a serial killer.
Of course.
Jesus Christ.
That's not really selling D. Gray Man to me.
No, that's different. That's completely different.
No, I'm saying, but it's a Dom anime.
Rick.
I will try. Is it on the roll?
No. It's on Hulu.
God.
Yeah, it's rough.
It just gets harder and harder to justify watching this show. Is it subbed or dubbed?
It's both.
It's okay, but it's okay.
Poison.
It's got subs. No, I'm not watching dubs.
Well, I don't know what you're going to do. But you're going to watch episode 1 eventually. So you might as well just wait. You will be forced at some point.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really have time right now anyway. I'm focusing on JoJo only.
That's fine.
Because JoJo is my world. Actually, in particular, Speedwagon is my world.
What are you going to do when there's no more Speedwagon?
Well, the way the show works, generally, when a character is no longer around, there is someone else there who is very clearly meant to replace them. And does pretty much the exact same stuff. Just they're a different person because JoJo has a lot of time skips.
Yeah. Each part is kind of just like that. It's the same thing, but
sometimes it's direct. Faces. It's directly like a descendant.
Yeah.
There are certain characters from Jonathan's life that return in Joseph's life. Like they're like the sons or the grandsons or whatever, or stuff like that. Yeah, and they're the exact same.
And then actually in the newer JoJo stuff, in the manga, it takes place in now an alternate reality.
Oh.
But literally each character is just the same. This is Joseph. Like all the way through, but it's an alternate reality.
Oh yeah, Joseph is in Stardust, isn't he?
Is that the second JoJo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, old man Joseph is in Stardust, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's also in the new one that's starting. He's more minor in the new one though.
How old does he get?
The new part doesn't take place much after Stardust Crusader. It's got some of the same characters.
Huh.
It's about Joseph's son, a different son that he kind of knew he had.
Is that the one with who's obsessed with his hair?
Yeah.
Josuke.
Is
it Josuke? Who's Jotaro? Isn't there a Jotaro as well?
I don't know. The new one's about Josuke.
Josuke. He's hair boy. There's a guy that rides on a horse too. I don't think he's a. I don't know. I only know a little bit about the later stuff because of the fighting game, and all I can tell is it starts getting wild. Like also, you thought Phantom Blood was wild. This stuff is wild.
Oh, it only gets more and more wild. Also, I just realized, we were like, oh, no one listened. No one's going to listen through 10 minutes of our trashy anime talk now.
Hey, JoJo is not trashy, first off. At this point, we should just start the anime cast. Because...
We will. But I need someone to be my second in command.
Well, it's not going to be DeVito, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it won't be DeVito.
I'm telling you. We got to get Izzy in the mix.
It's probably not going to be Izzy either.
He's our last... It better not be Officer Game Boy, I'll tell you that.
It's not going to be... No, it will never be him.
That's what I'm saying. Who else do we have?
We don't have anyone, that's the problem.
You got to scout. You got to line up your anime club people and take stock. You're the historian, dude.
There's a lot of emotionally unstable people in that group, Rick.
You gotta sift through the weird weebs, obviously.
There's a lot of them.
That's the nature of the game.
We get pizza in the club, and this one kid... Oh, boy. So we each get 2 slices, and then after everyone's gotten 2, you can go back for more.
Yeah.
This kid goes back and tries to take 6 pieces.
That's a man who knows what he wants.
And he didn't understand what was wrong with that.
He wasn't getting it?
He wasn't getting it. He said, you said we could go back for seconds. We're like, yeah, but seconds doesn't mean you can take 6 pieces.
Did he eat all 6, or did he, squirrel it away? You
We
should have
only
let
let
him
him take 2.
You should have let him take it once, just because he did find a loophole in your rule system.
There was
And
only
then wait and see if he was eating it all, or if he was trying to pack it away for winter. Because that's what I'm interested in.
Sliding it on his face.
I don't know I'm interested in what he was going to do with all that pizza. Because that's a lot of pizza even for me. That's 8 slices, technically, because he already ate 2.
He's eating a full medium right there.
That, to me, is worthy of study.
I was losing it. I was losing my mind watching this. I'm like, what is wrong with you, sir?
That's good. I like that. That's cheeky.
There's 20
But it's like
of us in
awkward
here. You
cheeky.
can't take C. You can't take 6 pieces.
Oh, man.
Oh boy. All right, Rick. We should probably get into it.
We got to dive into the news.
Yeah, let's just roll right in.
All right, we're moving into the news. We only got 2. We got 2 stories on the docket today. PS4K. We talked about it last week. But this week, I don't remember what day it was. It was actually yesterday? No, today actually. So this is Razor's Edge stuff. Some
Not
new
our most
information.
Razor Edge news we got today, though.
That's true. We have even more Razor's Edge stuff, so this is big. This is going to be the cast that puts us on the map, assuming people can get through the previous 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
That may have been a mistake.
It's too late. It's too late now.
We might want to just start over.
Nope. Too late now. We're rolling with it.
This is not good. Okay.
So PS4K. As of right now, we have we have confirmed that there are developers that have it, and there are people claiming that they have the specs. And there's multiple people that are claiming similar types of things, so we can make a safe guesstimate that what they're saying is at least partially true. But as of right now, we still don't have, obviously, any Sony confirmation or what have you. But so far, they're saying that $399 is the projected price of the PS4K, with potential to go up to $500, depending on I believe it was a CPU upgrade that they may or may not do. But they are saying that at the $400 price point, the GPU is twice as powerful as the PS4.
Yeah.
It's running at a higher clock speed while also being smaller than the original graphics card or whatever unit they have in there.
Yeah, I could. That makes sense because the PS4, when they designed it with that GPU, was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
And technology rapidly advances.
Things get smaller.
Yep.
And so they're saying that the PS4K is going to provide a substantial increase in performance. Like we thought at first when we first heard about this that it would be a small upgrade that was mainly designed to get games to 4K to support the newer TVs coming out, and that it wouldn't necessarily be a huge performance increase. This is looking to maybe not be the case. The PS4K, if what we're hearing is to be believed, is it's actually going to allow developers to increase the graphical fidelity of their games or increase the frame rate on top of increasing the resolution, which is big. They're saying that, but the issue with that is it seems like the PS4 isn't going to be a like upgrade to the PS3 Slim. Like this almost feels like a PS5. Like
yeah.
it feels like it's a whole new console. It'll be running the same OS and stuff, I'm assuming, but performance-wise, this is a whole new ball game.
Yeah, I wonder if it's too much of a pain for third-party devs to want to go through the trouble of making their games work on the new PS4.
I would say the old PS4 would be the bigger issue.
Well, because the old PS4 is still closer to the Xbox One, they might want to just keep it lower, and then probably only first-party and second-party stuff would try to utilize the the new specs in the PS4 if third parties just didn't want to deal with it at all.
Well, it depends on the specifics of the internals. If the architecture is largely the same, it probably wouldn't, even if they don't want to increase the graphical fidelity of their games already in development, it would be a pretty simple thing to shove a port onto the PS4K and say, hey, it's 30 FPS on PS4, 60 FPS on PS4K.
Yeah,
you know?
It's real dicey. I don't know.
I don't.
Why
on the one hand,
this, and it just makes it more work for
I think
devs.
they have to do it. The PS4 and the Xbox One, both of them, I don't think can survive a 7 or 8 year console cycle. Is this the best way to go about keeping the console relevant? You can make an argument either way on that one. But the fact that they had to do something. The PS4 wasn't going to... The PS4 already can't hack it. You know.
When did the PS4 come out? Let's see.
2013.
Wow, it hasn't even... Okay.
Came out fall 2013, so it's not even 3 years old yet.
It'll be, if the information says it'd come out Q1 2017, so it'd barely be 3 years old and already need a massive upgrade.
Right, exactly. I could understand them making like a PS4 Slim that supports 4K, because TVs are quickly moving that way. So it makes sense because on a 4K TV, 1080p looks terrible. So you can't make games at 1080p, you know, if 4K becomes the standard, which it's not quite there yet, but in a you know, when you think 8-year console life cycle, 3 years down the road it very well could be. So that part makes sense, but
I guess this is just kind of the transition to before with consoles, a PC, you couldn't build a PC that was going to do what you needed to play games.
Right, yeah,
but
back
now
in like
PCs are just getting better and better. Like every year it hits a new notch. This is kind of the response to try to figure out how consoles are going to match that. Are they going to have to be shorter life cycles, have to upgrade, and still use the same sort of system for a while?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it's still a PS4. It still runs what PS4 does. It's not the PS5 yet, but they have to keep upgrading every so often to keep up with the rest of gaming. But it's dicey.
That's what we don't know is, are they going to offer some kind of upgrade path for people with PS4s? And it has to be a generous upgrade. Like, if this new PS4 costs more than, honestly, like $150, $200 if you trade in a PS4, no one's going to do it. You know, some people will do it, but there is going to be a lot of anger about it. I think people will be willing to say, okay, for the performance upgrade, $200 plus my PS4, that's fair. But if it's any more than that, I think they're going to see a real big backlash. And it's interesting because, you know, the PS4K has taken the route of, we're giving you a much better box, but we're charging you for it up front now. Whereas it seems like Microsoft, obviously we don't have the Xbox 1.5 information from Microsoft in the same way that we have this PS4K information, but Phil Spencer has heavily hinted at incremental upgrades instead of a completely new system. We still don't know how that's going to be implemented, but
if maybe also the PS4.5 and the Xbox 1.5 start off as a better system, but make it easier for you to just
upgrade in the future.
Something. Yeah.
Well, that's going to be the thing. If I have to imagine that's what they're going to be doing is incremental. If the PS4K does not allow for incremental upgrades like the Xbox 1.5 seems to be heading towards, I think Sony's still going to run into issues later on. Maybe not quite as quickly, but it's still going to happen, I think.
This is all too much. This is why I don't want to do PC gaming, because the consoles are simple. But now they're messing it all up.
They're taking the one thing the consoles had that PC couldn't match, and they're tossing it out the window.
Oh, God. Because I don't like PC gaming, because there's just too many things that can go wrong. Whereas with my PS4, it's one thing. If it doesn't work on my PS4, it doesn't work on any of them.
Yep.
It's not some sort of weird bug where I have to go searching forums to figure out what my problem is because my graphics card is something 10, not a something 40.
Yep, that's true.
God,
it's definitely well, they're kind of taking. I mean, I don't think you'll see with the PS4K that level of. It'll still be just 2 boxes, you know. With the Xbox 1.5, that could be a different story.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of back and forth on it because on the one hand, the PS4K is charging you a lot up front, but on the other hand, it's still, even though there's an upfront cost, it still appears to be maintaining that console simplicity. Whereas the Xbox 1.5 is essentially becoming a Steam box.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem, and Steam boxes are already fucking useless.
PC running just on the Xbox.
It's just running the Xbox. What's the point? Just get win. Yeah. And I don't know. Microsoft's been talking a lot about integration and moving.
Yeah, Microsoft's message right now just seems a little muddled because we don't have
a lot of stuff to go off of yet, except that they've been really pushing integration with the PC platform, which.
At what point do we just not need an Xbox if they're just going to put everything on Windows 10?
Exactly. And that does scare me a little bit because the last time Microsoft focused on PC gaming, we got games for Windows Live, which was a piece of fucking garbage.
Don't ever talk about games for Windows Live.
I still can't play GTA 4 because Rockstar won't patch out games for Windows Live. Since it went down, I cannot play the game anymore. I can't save.
Yeah, I had some real weird things with Batman, and I can't play the game anymore.
Yep.
I mean, Arkham City's not that good anyway, so thanks for saving my time, but I still spent the money.
Yep, I know it. I freaking know it, but I had the same thing with Bulletstorm. I love Bulletstorm, but I can't play it on PC.
Jesus.
I mean, I probably could if I wanted to spend the time to really figure out how to, there's mods and things you can do to patch out games, but it's a whole thing.
That's why I don't do PC gaming. I don't want any of that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't want it either.
I want to put in the disc for Senran Kagura. I want it to turn on. I want to see the scandalous ladies.
We should make the thumbnail for this episode. That screenshot you sent me. And we'll just put episode 11.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. That's how we'll get a couple more viewers.
You know that Instagram page I sent you from Austin?
Yeah.
Did you see his the picture for the page? Was it that lady?
No, I didn't see the picture. What is it?
It was just some lady in a sports bra, and I was like, "What is this?" You go, "Oh, that's just clickbait." They kid on everything through.
Austin knows his demographic. That's just clickbait.
Filthy savage memes. Because I was looking at one with the exact same name, but it underscores. I'm like, is this the one? He goes, no, it doesn't have my clickbait image. They're doing it all wrong.
That's funny as fuck.
Oh, boy.
So I think we want to sum this up. PS4K is looking to be a whole new box that's going to provide a whole new experience that could potentially invalidate the original PS4. We don't know upgrade path. We don't really know what the box looks like or even really final price, but we have concrete ideas of what they seem to want to do with it, and time will tell if that is the best way to go about combating PC.
Maybe if they spend as much time as they're spending on this stuff on the PS Store, I'd be able to buy my game silky smooth.
Yeah, seriously. Fix the Vita PS Store, please, Sony.
I don't actually use the store app in any of the consoles. I use it all through the website and just send it through the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it does seem like the best way to do it.
Since I own a PS3, PS4, and a Vita, it's just an all-in-one place.
That's the thing. The web store is not that bad. Web store is actually pretty intuitive for the most part. It's the console.
Pretty slow, but it works well.
It's the console stores that really grind my gears.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Now for our next piece of news.
We're hitting the razor's edge yet again. Final Fantasy 15. Greg Miller, Tim Geddes hosted a event a couple hours ago now. Ended 2 hours ago, I think.
Yeah.
For Square Enix. and they were talking Final Fantasy 15, and we got a release date. It's September the 30th.
Yep.
That's pretty hype.
It's finally coming out.
That is pretty freaking hype, I tell you what.
I don't know if I'll be purchasing the game, but I enjoy the sentiment.
Yeah, I am excited for it, tentatively. I love Final Fantasy, as we've talked about before. I don't like the direction the series has gone. So we'll see if they can bring it back and pull me in.
The more I think about Final Fantasy, the more I realize I really don't care. I like Kingdom Hearts, but whatever.
Well, who knows when who knows when we're getting 3? Come on.
Did it take what? How many years did it take for Final Fantasy 15? Was it 10?
More than 10. It was more than 10.
Well, if it took that long for Final Fantasy 15, then maybe my grandchildren could play University. But even that right there is a lie, because I'm not going to have grandchildren.
Yeah, that's true. Weebs, I'm pretty sure, after you watch a certain amount of hentai, your semen just dries up on its own and kind of fizzles away.
Scientifically, I cannot reproduce.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay.
Shouting into the void, Devin. Doesn't matter.
Final Fantasy 15. They also released a demo today that you can play.
On what, PS4?
I think it's on everything. It's a new demo where you play as the main character. You start out as a kid and you have like a dream, and that's what you're playing. And they released it mainly to show off what the game's going to look like in its final form and how it's going to play. Mm-hmm. But it also, if you beat it, you unlock an exclusive summon for the game.
Oh, I like that.
That you can only get by beating this demo.
That's pretty sweet.
So I might check it out. Just because I haven't played the game, I haven't really looked into it. That maybe I will like it more than I think.
The game looks beautiful, I gotta say. Even for console exclusive, it looks great.
Is it not coming out on PC?
At least not right away.
Okay, yeah.
Square Enix games, I don't think they don't really. Well, we did get 13 actually, even though nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we'll get it eventually.
You probably will.
But I would think it'd be years, I would say, down the line. Let me just check real quick.
I don't think it's because 14, the MMO's on PC.
Well, that's an MMO, though.
Yeah, but I feel like they want as many people as they can get. 15 won't be out day one on PC, but I'm assuming it won't be that far behind.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 13, we didn't get till 2014. So...
yeah, I don't
believe
think
Final Fantasy
that
13 came out in 2010 on consoles.
Yeah,
2011 maybe. I remember Final Fantasy 13 coming out.
I think it was 2010. I was a young sophomore.
I was a young boy. I rented it, and the cutscenes wouldn't play on my 360.
I remember I had a group of Asian friends I hung out with because of DeVito.
Yep.
And they were talking Final Fantasy 13.
I bet they loved it.
And I was like, no, why play this game when you can play this sleeper hit, BioShock 2?
No, Devin, I think you're mistaken. BioShock Infinite didn't come out till 2012.
Oh, it might be. I guess I'm a time traveler.
You had BioShock 1 in 2008, I believe. Huh. And then you had BioShock Infinite 2012. There was no game in the middle.
Huh, that's strange.
And there doesn't exist. And if it
did
exist,
there was not a BioShock multiplayer?
That sounds like the worst idea I've ever heard. Nobody would ever be stupid enough to make a BioShock multiplayer. Where
your kill streak it turns you into the Big Daddy?
I'm really glad they never made that. It sounds like a terrible idea for a game.
So yeah, Final Fantasy 15. I'm probably check the demo out after I finish rewatching Love Live the movie.
Oh, perfect.
And see how it is. Maybe it'll sell me. It's a fall game though, and it's going to be a lengthy one.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a packed fall as well.
The last time I bought a lengthy fall game in September, I almost failed my classes because I just played too much Metal Gear Solid 5. My one English class, I was going to be dropped because I missed too many classes because I stayed home for Metal Gear Solid 5.
You gotta.
And I ended up being late a few times pretty bad, so...
I should replay Metal Gear Solid 5.
I want to. I think this summer I will.
Just for that sound that they do, the soundtrack where he's in the desert and they're like, ha ha, that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's my favorite part of the game.
When you use the Phantom cigar.
Yeah. That's the only reason I ever used it. The Phantom cigar was like useless, except for when you wanted to hear that sound. And I wanted to hear it a lot.
Of course, it was really good. God, that's such a good game.
It's a great game.
It was my 2015 game of the year.
Fantastic game. Was it on my list? I don't remember. I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it wasn't my game of the year, but it was up there.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Well, so that's it for the news. I want to talk what we've been playing. I want to dive into the Street Fighter 5 patch.
Let's get on to our next segment then, Rick.
What we've been playing. Street Fighter 5, the patch, hit. We got challenges. We got the store. We've got 8-player lobbies. We've got Alex. It's all good stuff.
He asked me if I was going to play Street Fighter 5 today.
Yeah, he's fishing for people other than me to play against because he's scared now that I've started to beat him.
Is Nate playing? Nasty Nate the Kid?
Nasty Nate the Kid is interested, and I think once I can finally get him onto the game, I think he'll play it with me a lot because he seems to actually want to be good.
Okay.
But it's the issue of getting him on. Because first his laptop was being a piece of shit, wouldn't play the game. Now he's fixed his laptop, and now it's just a matter of rekindling that original interest.
What about Izzy? Is he going to play more?
I talked to Izzy. First off, while I did beat Izzy a couple rounds, like a couple matches, I realized that the Izzy that was bopping me with Bison was Izzy taking it easy on me. And so when I started beating him the other night, he turned up to full power Izzy. And I began to get trounced yet again.
Wow, I don't understand how he has just this Street Fighter knowledge and
I don't know.
Power.
He's very good at Bison. But I will say the gap between us, between full power Izzy and myself, is not as large as going easy on me Izzy and old Rick was previously, because that gap was insurmountable. Okay. So I'm gaining on him.
I'm
gaining on him.
How is any of the new stuff that's been added?
The new stuff is fantastic. The storefront, you can buy some pretty dank colors for your character. For some reason, you can't buy the survival colors, which is stupid, because survival mode sucks. It's not fun. But you can buy pink Nash, and that's all that matters.
Okay.
You can also get the story mode skins, which you can get with fight money. The story mode skins are all pretty garbage, but, you know, if you want a skin, you can get it. The premium skins were data mined, though, and they look great. But they're going to cost...
Mika's skin?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, baby.
She looks like a bird lady. It's dope.
Yes!
It's dope.
That's all I've ever wanted.
If that's
a bird lady skin.
It's a good skin. But they're not out yet because the Zenny part of the store is still botched, apparently.
Okay.
Which sucks. Because I think if the Zenny store had been fixed, we would have gotten those skins today.
Ooh, that would have been cool.
But Zenny store is botched. We don't get them. But on the plus side, everybody gets Alex, the new character, for free. Sort of. Trial basis.
Trial basis, yeah. That's kind of a bummer.
It's a bit of a bummer.
But you get to play test him.
Yeah, Alex is awesome. He's super fun to play. He's a hybrid character. He's got some charge moves. He's got some traditional like Shoryuken motion type move, DP moves. He's got command grabs. So he does a lot of stuff, but it flows together pretty well. I like playing him. He's my new second. Nash is still my main because it's Nash. But it's good stuff all around. 8-player lobbies. If any of you would fucking play this game, probably would be fantastic. But since no one plays with me, I don't care about them.
Here's the thing, Rick. I don't have it in me to spend all that time learning the game. On top of that, I'll be honest with you, I'm just not good at it.
Devin, let me tell you something. I'm not good at them either.
No,
I don't have any natural ability with fighting games.
Rick,
None.
I just can't do combos. I just don't have the reaction time, and my fingers just don't understand.
I'm telling you, bud, you can do it. In Street Fighter 4, I may have agreed with you, because combos were hard as fuck in Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 5, they're a lot easier. The execution is much more lenient.
My hands just don't get it.
That's what I said, bud, when Lil C was trouncing me 10 times a day. Of course, now that we're mostly even, can't get the kid to get on to save his life.
My hands only understand one thing, Rick. Jerking it.
Then you should play Zangief.
No, please.
Because he's got 360 motions, so churn the butter.
Oh boy,
it's just
but
that
that's
easy.
my thing. Also, April's not a good time for me.
I've given up, bud. I've given up on getting you to play it for the school year. But come summertime,
Dark Souls 3 plus finals.
Come May, bud, I'm gonna get back on the Street Fighter pestering train, and it's not gonna stop.
Yeah, I could understand trying it summer. There's not a lot of games coming out
that
really are gonna take me by the dinger.
But yeah, I've given up trying to get you to play at this point.
DeVito didn't believe me when I told him that Uncharted 4 was coming out originally before finals and that I might have failed my finals. And he goes, "You weren't actually going to not study for this game." And I'm like, "No, David, I was not going to study."
Yeah.
I don't put it past me. I was going to play Uncharted 4, whether I had finals or not. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I like the game. It is fun.
Street Fighter, the new patch is dank as fuck. Also, challenges, Devin, teach you how to do the B&B combos for all the characters. And they show you little videos. So you can see exactly when they press the buttons to do things, so you can mimic it perfectly.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they teach you... The Mika one is pretty good. I did the Mika one, and it taught me some pretty good stuff. It didn't. It's the issue is the trials they're not always optimal, and sometimes the later trials are complex for the sake of being complex. They're not actually optimal. Like there's simpler combos that do more damage in the same situation. But as far as just getting your hands warmed up to what the character does, it's good stuff. Plus, you get a good chunk of fight money. So
okay, I want to check it out. I do.
At least you don't have to play me. At least hop in and check out the Armika trials.
Okay.
Just jump on solo, do the trials, and see how that makes your dinger feel. Because I think you're overestimating the difficulty of execution combos in the game. It's not that hard.
It is, but I'll see. Well, I'll see what I can do.
So yeah.
Now, Rick, to piggyback off of your fight game, let me talk a little bit about Senran Kagura Estival Versus.
Oh, true.
I got it on the PS4. And,
for that dank 60 FPS.
It's interesting.
That's one way to put it.
It's fun. It's fun to beat up some ninjas. Some of the characters are a little too slow, and because the game isn't like this super big thing.
Like as far as like arena-wise?
Well, like just the game, you don't take the game seriously is what I mean. The way they designed it, you don't expect balance.
Right.
So there's some characters I played which were just too slow, and I'm like, I don't think these characters are worth playing at all. Which is a bummer. Like there's one that holds a paint bucket and just kind of swings it around, but it attacks so slow that I'm like, why would I ever want this character when I can play someone who uses a sword very fast, and I'm assuming does probably the same amount of damage.
Well, I don't think balance is necessarily what people are looking for in a Senran Kagura game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you get what you get, but it's fun. It's kind of like Dynasty Warriors. There's parts of the game where it's a bigger map that you just run around and kill stuff in. There's some parts where it's just a little arena, and you fight it out. I'm not very far in the game, and there's like 80 levels or something. And a game like this, from prior experience of like other similar games like Hyperdimension Neptunia, which kind of fill that same space of a Japanese, that type of game.
Right.
They usually reuse a lot of resources. So far I haven't had the issue where I've run into doing the exact same thing, but I'm not going to put it past it.
Yeah. You got it for, what, $40? The special edition?
Yeah, because I used the Amazon Prime 20% off, so it was $48, and then I had a $25 gift card. So I was like, sure.
I think $48's a pretty good price for this game. Yeah. I don't think that's a unfair asking price, especially considering you get the special edition.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun little game.
Yeah.
It's not something I can see myself playing like days in a row, but something you just kind of jump on.
It's a fun little romp.
And mess around with the costumes and just kind of
head into the gallery mode.
Exactly.
To admire the devs' hard work.
Yes, so that's why. God, get that laugh out of here. This episode, bud, this is not a good one.
It's not.
It's not a good one
it's
for
not
people.
a good one. But, you know,
look back on.
Ever since I said shouting into the void, I've really felt liberated. And I think we're really giving our audience a much realer taste.
This episode might be a little too raw.
This is a deep cut right here. Okay?
We're also going pretty slow. We're already 40 minutes in. I don't know if we've talked about much.
Years from now, when people go back and listen to what started one of the most famous podcasts of all time, they're going to get to the episode, they're going to say, wow, this is a deep cut. This is the boys in their truest form.
Do we even need our main topic today? Should we just do it? This is just a book club episode?
We'll go straight into Ori, I think. We'll go straight into Ori on this one.
Because we're going high on time, but I'm like, we've done 40 minutes, and what have we really talked about?
We had a good discussion about we had some good discussion.
PS4K,
yeah. That was a good talk.
That's fair.
We'll go straight into the Ori, the book club. You want to do that right now?
You have anything else you've been playing?
Nah, just Street Fighter.
Okay. I just played a little Senran Kagura, played some Fallout, and then book club. So, all right, let's get into the main point of this entire episode, and that is the book club of the month.
If people don't remember, last month we played Super Metroid.
Yes, we did.
A classic Metroidvania title, one of the definitive Metroidvania titles, and
very
this
good,
month,
but its age showed.
It age did show someone. But this month we played Ori and the Blind Forest, which is what I think is an evolution of the Metroidvania genre into something new, but still very classic in a couple senses. And I really enjoyed the game. Devin, what do you think?
Well, I want to start off by saying that we did not play the definitive edition. We played the standard edition.
Yeah.
And I have some gripes with that.
We have the PC. I don't think definitive edition. I think still it's not out for PC. I could be wrong.
Xbox One, so I have the chance because it's only a $5 upgrade. But
you had it on Xbox?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've gotten into a mode in my life where I really don't need the extras. I just kind of want the base game. Like, I don't use most of those little DLC codes they give you when you buy a game.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I'm over that. Just give me a game. I don't care about if any of the add-ons. I just want the base.
I'm not going to lie, bud. I'm probably going to buy the definitive edition.
Well, yeah, but I wanted to play the base game.
Play the base game first.
And then go from there. Because then I won't know what's different.
Mm-hmm.
So, I played it. I beat it. I got 99% done. But not playing the definitive edition, so there are certain areas you can't go back to. So if you miss something in there, and by me, I missed a single little section of a map, you don't get 100%.
You got memed on, bud.
I did, but I liked the game a lot. It was very good. The main thing I enjoyed was just movement. The movement mechanics, they were fluid. They were fast.
Do you think that in general it's fluid, or that only the end game is fluid? Because some criticism I've heard about the game is in the early game, you're almost too limited in your movement.
Yeah.
I don't agree, but
I think compared to it's progression. You have to start off somewhere, and you start off weaker.
right.
And as you progress, you get more fluid in your movement. That's just kind of how it goes. I don't have a gripe with that. I do think early on you are pretty limited when it comes to jumping and using walls and stuff, because you just don't have the wall climb and double jump and all that. Yeah, you get double jump early, don't you?
Relatively early, yeah. And you also get I forget what it's called, the thing where you can stop time at a projectile and like blast yourself in a certain direction. Is that what it's called, bash?
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me, but it's called bash.
I think those double jump and that move kind of changed the scope of the platforming.
Yeah.
And I think having them from the beginning would cheapen what they really like do for the game. I think not having them is important.
Yeah, I could see that. But I think that's really what I enjoyed the most about the game is the platforming. Combat, extremely simple. There really wasn't much to it. You press a single button, you fight. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the projectile thing goes, yeah.
It's not really a combat-based game. It is more platforming. Even like there's just maybe 2 bosses, and since it's not a combat game, I think they were probably the weakest part, because it's just you press this one button over and over again.
I think you could consider maybe the escape sections of the game as pseudo bosses in themselves, because I think those are by far the hardest parts of the game for me.
They were, and I understood.
That's another big criticism. People do not like the escape sections.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
My issue with them is because it's all trial and error.
Yeah, to an extent, yes.
It's not really skill based, and
I could have done with some kind of checkpoint.
Yeah,
where
because
I had some time to throw down my save point and then continue the escape. Just a little brief moment of respite there.
Yeah, that's the issue, is because you don't have a checkpoint, it is almost completely trial and error, because you're going so fast. You don't have the time to think what you're doing. So you just need to keep going, figure out where you die, and figure out where you're not going to die, and then go through that path. And you do it by section. Okay, this is where I'm going to die here. All right, let's start over.
Yeah.
Next part, where am I dying here? Oh, well, there we go. I didn't really have the option to dodge that boulder because I didn't see it coming. So it's trial and error.
But once you lock it down, though, it looks so sick.
Yeah, it's just... I think it needed at least one checkpoint in each of those.
I could have done the checkpoint, for sure.
Or just one halfway point, just to save my frustration. Because I don't like trial and error. I died 20 times in some of these, and I'm like...
Yeah, because Ori's a hard game just naturally on its own. It's not an easy game at all.
One playthrough, but how many times did you die?
A lot. I think it was around 100.
Really?
Yeah. Higher, well, more than 100.
Huh. Well,
why? How many times did you die?
A lot more than that, apparently.
Really?
It told me my respawn was 400. Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to look back. Maybe mine is. I thought it was around maybe 110, 120.
Wow. Well, then your game was much less trial and error than mine.
Huh.
Because for me, it was just, there were certain sections which were a little too sensitive, where it's like, oh, here's one spike sticking up, and you touch it, and I'm like, well, there I go.
Yeah, some of the platforming really required just pinpoint timing.
Also, since you get to make your own save points, your boy gets a little greedy, especially early on when you can't make so many save points.
Yep.
I would make one, and I'd use it for quite a while, and then die.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
You gotta make maybe that's why, because I would make the save points. I dropped them down like it was nothing.
Yeah, I was
anytime I got over an obstacle, save point down.
So one save point could be 10 deaths for me, because I don't make new save points until I feel like it's right.
Even if you lock down a platform sequence, sometimes just one tiny little slip and you're in the spikes and you're dead.
Yep.
So anytime I cleared anything, I threw a save point down.
Yeah.
And it did I didn't always have that burst thing that I needed to get through certain areas, but I think in the end it was worth it, frustration-wise.
What I think I like the most is playing Metroid, Super Metroid. well, you get all these unlockables, but they don't kind of feel like they work together because you have some things that are standalone. So you have suits, and you don't swap through suits very often. It's just for specific things.
Right.
Whereas this game, it utilizes all of its tools all the time.
Yes.
Once you get a tool, you're always going to use it from now on.
It becomes like an essential part of your kit. It's not like, okay, this is the freeze door. Use the freeze gun on it to open it. It's
you
like
don't get moves that are no longer useful from that point on. You don't use it for a little section and then that's it. You're always going to use that ability.
Yeah, I think almost every major ability you get is not just an ability, it's a mechanic. And I think that's one of the key differences between Metroid and Ori is that Metroid gives you tools that you can use. Ori gives you like essential skills that you will use. You have to use them. And getting them changes the game.
A lot more than something that I'll use for a section and then be done with.
Right.
I think the only ability that was probably the least useful was when you jump up and you slam back onto the ground, but it also doubled as a combat move.
Yeah,
so
it spiced up the combat in a way where it needed spicing up.
Yeah.
But I think as far as like within the context of the world, I'm pretty sure that move was almost only used to create shortcuts and to get to secret areas.
Yeah.
I don't think it was rarely essential as a mechanic.
There's only one enemy that you actually needed it on, and there weren't that many of those enemies, the little rhinos.
Yeah.
So, but like the bash where you projectiles, that one of the more useful ones and one of the more interesting ones that you don't really see in a lot of games.
Yeah, that one was really cool because it sort of made enemies more than just things to kill.
Yeah.
They became tools to actually help you. So, like, you didn't just see an enemy and say, oh, well, okay, I'm going to go kill it. You said, like, okay, how can I use this enemy to get me up to that ledge or to get me across this gap?
Yeah, which did exactly that. It's, well, the opposite of what you would normally expect of an enemy. There are enemies that you do not want to kill now because you need their projectiles to maneuver through this map.
Yep.
And if you accidentally kill them because the projectile, you move upwards, the projectile moves opposite of you. And if you've accidentally killed them, you've probably just died and have to restart that area.
Yeah.
Because now you need them as a tool. They're not an enemy.
Exactly.
So, yeah, just moving through the world just felt so good.
Mm-hmm. I think the art style, too, was fantastic.
The art style, music.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
The story was pretty interesting.
Story, mediocre.
Really? You don't like the story?
I don't think it did anything.
You didn't shed some manly tears for Ori's best buddy there?
I think the opening
when the fruits all started dying?
The opening started off strong, emotionally. But as a storytelling, I don't... So it had those sections where it was someone talking.
The narrator guy, yeah.
The narrator. I don't feel like he really added much because the way he talked usually didn't make much sense to me.
I like the
all
narrator.
Talking and I think for this game they really needed to... They did. They used it at some parts where it's just, here's a visual storytelling. Like that, the opening did it right.
Right.
But I feel like as the game went on, it didn't really use much of that because it didn't ever take control away from you. And it relied on this narrator.
It really couldn't, though, take control away from you. In a Metroidvania game, you can't really take control away from the player.
More cutscenes is what I'm saying. Since it didn't really use cutscenes very often, it relied on the narrator speaking. I don't think the narrator did enough to tell an interesting story.
I agree that maybe the narrator was not utilized in the best way that he could have been. Yeah, but I wouldn't have liked cutscenes though. I would not have wanted cutscenes in the game. The opening cutscene, closing cutscene, fine. Middle cutscenes within the game, I would not have been a fan of.
I think if I wanted a story out of this, which I didn't, I wanted the gameplay. I would have needed a few more cutscenes, but the game really didn't need the story, and that was fine. That's why it's still an excellent game to me.
Oh yeah,
because the story wasn't the point. The point was playing it because it played so well.
It controls.
The story
amazing.
gave you reason for what you were doing.
Give you some context.
I think the forest was very cool.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like it did a whole bunch. Like there was the bird and what that was going on with.
The bird thingy one.
And I was like, yeah, you could be an evil bird, but I doubt it. I'm pretty sure you have a reason. And then even the ending with the bird really didn't do much for me.
No?
You have this antagonist and, well, okay. That's the end.
Yeah, I mean, the ending was not fantastic, but I think
I think the story was fine. It served a purpose.
It served its purpose. It's a Metroidvania game.
Yeah.
You know, I think the atmosphere made up for it in most ways. Even if the story wasn't fantastic, the world that they put you in was very well made and well designed.
So for me, I have gripes on the story, but I mean, it's not a bad story. It's a fine story, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's a fine story.
It's a fine story that serves its purpose in a great game. Mm-hmm. So I liked it a lot.
Yeah, as did I. Fantastic game. I'll be playing through it again whenever we get Definitive Edition on PC.
Yeah, as you can tell, I liked it a lot because I tried to 100% it.
And failed miserably.
Yes, because there's just one of the little temples you go into. There's a part to the right, or there's a little gray area,
little tiny
so it'll
nook.
never be 100%. And there's an item in there, so I'll never get everything I need.
You got wrecked, buddy.
I got all the health orbs, but I can't get all the energy ones.
Freaking wrecked.
Definitive Edition adds, I believe, access. You can teleport now.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Is that what they're adding? Teleports? I didn't know that.
There's a quick travel.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want quick travel to get around the map because it's fun and you find your secrets by just utilizing.
Yeah, that's like using fast travel in like what was that game? The Xbox One game, the only good one, the only exclusive they have. Something Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
That game had fast travel, but if you used it, you were a goon. The traversal was the only reason that game was fun.
So Definitive Edition adds that. Well, a lot of people were complaining because they couldn't go back. They had to restart the whole game just to 100%.
Babies.
I mean, I was salty. I was real salty. But there's really no way. There's no good way. I guess. Well, they didn't have to add fast travel. They could have just added access back to those places.
Yeah.
That's all they needed. I just need... They put a rock in front of the path. Take the rock away, please. That's all I'm asking.
Just take the rock away. Simple.
Easy. Just open the door again. Sure, one of them's flooded. I'll die, whatever. Just let me back in. I can swim. Also, I can breathe underwater, so...
Yep.
Triple jump also. Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
I don't use it a lot, but just because a lot of things can be accomplished with double jump, but there were times where triple jump was nice.
The triple jump was a quality of life improvement.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it was just an upgrade.
Yeah, it wasn't really a mechanical difference, but...
Because I do know when I got triple jump, it did change my movement completely. Like, it got a lot faster, and I wouldn't end up failing, like, trying to get places. I just got there because I had a triple jump.
Yeah.
So I moved like the wind.
That's what I'm all about, bud. Moving like the wind.
Yeah, so I give Ori and the Blind Forest a thumbs up.
I also give it a thumbs up.
I think it was an excellent game. Mm-hmm. It is the evolution of a Metroidvania. This one in particular more focused on traversal over combat.
Yeah, but that was good, though. It was a good, nice, it was refreshing.
Yeah.
And I was a big fan.
Very pretty.
Very pretty.
And the credits say, special thanks to Phil Spencer. So, the game has it all.
Game's got it all. Thank you, Phil. Getting it out there.
So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I've also said my piece. You ready to call it? We're taking... So, Book Club is taking a short break. We've decided that we like the idea of 2-month themes where we examine a classic and then what we consider to be an evolution of that classic. So
that or just sort of two things that relate.
Yeah. So we're taking a break. We'll probably pick up the book club again in the summer with a new genre of game, and generally the format's going to be the classic and then the newer one the next month.
Because I would like to really think about another group of genre to go with.
Yeah, get something good out there.
Also, April's a jam-packed month.
Jam-packed month. We don't got the time.
No. Is that the main reason? Maybe. I'll never admit to it. But it still makes sense regardless.
Yep. So I think we're good. I think we're going to call it. We're going to episode 11 in the books.
A real dicey episode, if I say so.
It might put us on the map. It might permanently take us off the map. It's anybody's guess.
A lot of it is just kind of ramble and a lot of weird anime talk.
Yeah, but that's what gets people listening anyway. You ever listen to Giant Bomb? They ramble for 3 hours.
True.
And people eat that shit up. I eat that shit up.
We need people to understand our niche, and that is the weebs.
Yep. It's who we're serving.
Yep, we are who we are.
We are who we are.
Little green ghouls, buddy.
I am who I am.
All right, that's episode 11.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
On Twitter at VE_Voidcast. Please follow.
Please give us a follow. You can check out our YouTube, which is VE Voidcast as well.
Isn't it Void Entertainment?
Oh, you're right. YouTube's Void Entertainment. And then on iTunes, we are just, if you look up VE Voidcast or even just Voidcast, we'll show up. So
give us some comments.
Give us some comments, some feedback, whatever.
Tell us how bad we are.
We'll take any and any criticism.
I just want some comments, man.
Yeah,
we don't get any.
We don't get any comments, unless the bots comment sometimes.
Yeah, on SoundCloud, there's one person who commented once, but then deleted their comment.
Who was it? Was it a real person?
I think so.
What did they say?
They said something like we were small-minded because I forget what game we were talking about the other day where I said I wouldn't play it.
What, really?
Yeah.
I never saw this comment.
It was there for like maybe half a day.
Shit. I would have liked to have seen that. What game was it? That's funny.
I don't remember. I think it was 2 episodes ago.
Shit. Now I kind of want to go back and figure out what game we were being small-minded about.
I think I went back and listened to that section. I don't know if we were being small-minded. I think
2 episodes.
There's so many games out there that I just need to play.
Was it the Nintendo Direct episode?
Yes, it was. Oh yeah. It was a Monster Hunter.
Oh.
I said I talked about it, and then I said at the end, I'm probably not going to buy it.
I'm pretty sure that there's a group of Monster Hunter fans who just 24/7 prowl the internet for anybody who doesn't love Monster Hunter, and then tries to tell them why they should love Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
that fan base is rabid.
Because I went on, I said, I'll probably buy it, and then at the end I was like, yeah, I'm not going to buy it.
Actually not.
Actually, I don't need it.
It's on the 3DS. Come on. If it was the Wii U one, you could have a leg to stand on there.
Even then, it's on the Wii U.
Fair point. Now we're going to get the Wii U fans in the mix.
Well, I'm a Wii U fan for the most part. I'm buying that Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah, but we'll get the Rabid boys. That's what I'm saying. We'll get the Rabid boys in here.
Are those the boys who play Rayman Rabbids?
Yeah, that's all they play. Rayman Raving Rabbids on the original Wii.
Didn't they they tried to make a TV show on the
Xbox?
Yeah.
Oh,
that doubled and did all
it was a mess.
Xbox
It was a mess.
A real mess. Oh, that was like the opening to the Xbox when we're unveiling it. Here's football and here's the
Rabbids. They're back. Everybody liked them.
They're getting a TV show with a 2-screen experience on your Xbox One.
Nobody wanted a hardcore Rayman platformer, so here's more Rabbids.
Which is sad because Rayman Legends,
fantastic
excellent
platformer. Yeah,
that I played on my Vita. Oh, it's so good.
Beautiful.
It's got Rayman Origins in it as well. We can't ask for more.
That's a lot of levels.
Yeah, it's real good.
A lot of levels.
Well, Ricky,
now we're calling it. It was a good episode.
You good, sir.
We'll see everybody next week.
And a good day.